friends, it's Krista with Krista's Creative Chaos. Hopefully you have liked and subscribed to this channel so you can get all of the videos and notifications when they come out. You want to, once you hit subscribe, go to the little bell, and it defaults to personalized, meaning YouTube decides what you see and what you don't based on other things you watch. But you can change it to all, so you will get a notification anytime a video comes out. I learned that with the channel that I follow. I was like, why am I not getting their notifications? So I dug a little deeper and figured that out. So anyway, like and subscribe. That'd be awesome. It's Krista wearing my good mood shirt. Sitting in the kitchen because I wanted to sit by a window so I could make sure that the colors come through really true for you. I'm going to show you my swatch book today that I mentioned in the previous video. You guys, this is a journal that I bought like at Marshall's or TJ Maxx, somewhere like that, right? Beautiful lined journal. Love the cover. I've had it forever, and I've never used it. And anybody else have a stationery problem like that? So anyway, so I was listening to this artist, Karen Campbell, and she swatches her colors for everything, not just watercolors, which I already was swatching my watercolors, but I was like, she swatches her pencils and everything she uses. And I thought that's kind of cool. And plus it's something therapeutic that you can do. Swatching is very therapeutic, very healing, if you ask me, in my opinion. Something you can do when you want to be creative, but you're not feeling creative. So I just took this because it wasn't an expensive watercolor paper journal or a mixed media paper journal. Some people will use those. I find the people that typically use those types of things are people who that's their medium. So I do so many different things if you've watched my channel that you've seen. So I'd have to use a million different types of papers and things to swatch them. So I just wanted to get a general idea of their color. Obviously, the colors could be slightly different depending on the medium that you use. But this book makes me so happy. I had no idea, you guys, how much I would actually use it when doing art. So like I drew these giraffes the other day for a card swap I'm doing, an artist trading card swap. I'm drawing giraffes. And then I was like, which yellows should I use? Well, the way I used to do it was I would start to do it and go, oh no, that's not the one. And then kind of try to cover it up. Now I go, oh, let's see. I want to use my alcohol markers on this. So I go to my alcohol marker page, and then I go, oh, let's see, I want one of those, right? Whichever one I want, but I have two sets of alcohol markers, so I can also flip over here, and I can go like this, and I can see which ones I want to use. It makes it really easy for packing, especially if you want to take your project to go. You don't have to bring the whole set, because you know exactly which ones to pull out. So I'm just going to flip through some of these pages. Like these are some quick, what are these called? So this is the other way. You're going to get to see a lot of product in this video too. These are Shuttle Art Color Change Acrylics. So you can see when the sun hits them, how they change. So I just wiped them on here real quick. Then this, what is that? That is, oh, this is a pencil. I did this here. I need to do it on this page. This page is being held for my pencils. This was a calligraphy ink set that I had. So I just wanted to write out with those to see what they looked like. Now, sometimes you will notice that it will go through. So always when you first swatch your first color, either do it on a test paper or you can just be like me. I decided this book is okay if it's messy. So it went through. So what I did was I left this blank because now I need to get my glue stick out and I need to glue those two pages together so that, you know, I don't have this issue. And so you also might want to stick like an envelope or just a scrap piece of paper in there to catch the extra ink if it is bleeding through, so it doesn't bleed through two pages instead of just one. Now these are gorgeous, aren't they? These are golden so flats. Oh my gosh, you guys, I didn't think I would like flat paint. It's so pretty. And that's the golden so flats. That one, I didn't. The other thing it helps you know is because you'll see in here, if I can see and go, oh, did I only use one page? Oh, and it didn't go through. So it really lets you know how the saturation of the paints too for the medium you're using. Because sometimes you might not know like, what kind of paper do I need to use? Well, based on this tells me whether you need to use a really heavyweight like a watercolor paper or whether a mixed media paper will be fine. So these are also the so flats. Those are so good. And so then I write the colors on there. I do different things for different types of mediums. Then this one, I've got these random watercolors that came with a bunch of supplies I bought. And so I just swatched those and then numbered them with a Sharpie so that I don't know the names of them. I don't know the brand of them, but it tells me that it's in my floral metal tin. Okay. Then this one, this is something like it says I got it off of Temu. So that will tell me which ones they are. And these are a metallic. They're gorgeous, by the way. So I don't have them numbered, but in that little tin, there's only like one of each color. And they look so different from the swatches. Now, this page is the one where I learned about the going through. It's kind of a mess. Do you see how? Because everything on the other side started coming through. So these are just the standard colors, pink, green, blue, red, exactly what you would expect on Posca markers. But, so when I did the next side, which had my Craft Smart paint pens, they went through. So now I know with the paint pens, I need to glue the page so I have it, so it's thicker, right? So I would keep an extra page behind that didn't have something on it. Then these are some dual tip markers that I've got. And so with these ones, I wanted to see a thick line, and then I wanted to see thin lines because it's got two different tips on it. These are Posca pens, so I redid those Posca pens here. So that other one, I was going to cover it up with something. So these are all my Posca pens, so I can see what colors I've got. Now, I kept a page here because I anticipate getting more Posca pens in the future. Excuse me. And funny thing is the Posca pens didn't go through. The cheaper pens is what went through. So that's also good for me to know. So when I'm making projects, like, oh, if you use those Craft Smart ones, it is going to bleed through, but you can use the Poscas and it's not going to bleed through. So then I did like this one has, and the Shuttle Art paint markers, they didn't bleed through. Also good information for me to have, obviously telling me one of them has probably more alcohol in it than these. Now these are a dot line marker, so they make a perfect dot, or the other side has like a writing tip on it, and they have numbers on them, so I just put the numbers on here. But I always put at the top like what type of markers they were. Like these are Stabilio pens, and so I did that, but now I can kind of see whatever was on the other side is coming through a little bit. So these are watercolor brushes, and so I wanted to see a thick and I wanted to see a thin. And then I also did where I did it once and then I went over again. So that's what I did here. I did once and then I went over it again so I could see like how saturated I could get it in just a second pass. These are like permanent fine tip markers. I just had a lot of fun doing this. I didn't do it all in one sitting. It seemed like every time I did a project, if they weren't in the book, then I would go, oh, I need to swatch those colors. And I would either do it then or just remind myself to do it because maybe I wasn't in the mood to do it right then. Maybe I wanted to do it when I'm watching Netflix one night or something. So these are some Illustrator pens, some different things like that. So for twin tip artist markers, these are alcohol based. These are the King Art, like you can get them at Marshall's, TJ Maxx, in their little tiny art section that they have. So just did that way. But this book makes me happy because all the color makes me happy. Now these I did have to glue an extra page in there because it went through, because alcohol markers do go through. Now these are the Montmartre dual markers. So you can do them any different way. If you guys can get your hands on the King Art mixed media gel sticks, oh my gosh, I love them. Love, love, love them, you guys. And they are water soluble, if you didn't know. I learned that doing swatching. So a lot of times I will swatch something. I didn't swatch them in here with water as well. Like I didn't draw it out. But I did learn that like these are twistable colors by Montmartre. And so then here I did put water over them so I could see what kind of effect that would be before I did it on a project. Now these are ink pad swatching. I just picked a small stamp I have and then I just stamped the little frog in all the different colors. And this is just a cheap set of pads that I have, and they're in the order that they're sitting in the box. So that's why they don't have names on them, because the ink pads didn't have names on them because they were just some cheap little thing I got. But they actually work really well, and they're great for when I want to like antique something or you know, put color on the edges, so I don't have to worry about ruining like a $8 ink pad. These were like a whole set for like $8. And then these are like oil pastels, so I did them solid, and then I took my finger and smeared them at the end so I could see what that would look like. These are watercoloring crayons. I did the same thing where I swatched them and then I put water on it. It's really good for me to see this because I put a little bit of water here and then I put a lot of water. And it's good because now I'll know if I really want a faint effect, like fading into the background, then I just add more water to get that effect. This one here, this one I'm really, really glad that I swatched. These are those acrylic inks I showed you. When I showed you like my current projects that I'm working on, I showed you my acrylic inks. But you guys, I would have had no idea how matte these colors are from Artist Loft versus my my Dr. Phil Martin's or my Liquitex. These are just, and if I hold them out side by side, see how flat these are compared to these? Totally different, even though they're both acrylic ink. So all good for me to know. Then, let's see here. These are chalk pastels. So of course I wanted to blend those because most likely anytime I use them, I'm going to be blending them. Watercolor pencils. I sketched it out at the beginning and then I took water and blended it out at the end. So now this is another one. Now I wrote on the other side with a black pen and it came through a little bit. But again, you guys, I'm allowing this book to be messy because normally like old me would have said, oh no, I have to find a new book and start over. Nope, not doing it. I've told myself, Krista, you end up not finishing projects so often because you do that. So these were daubers that I've had forever. They were like super dry, but I got them juicy and got them going again. So I still need to, I want to swatch my gouache. And then these were the daubers. Have I got the bingo daubers, you guys? These are bingo daubers. These are not bingo daubers. These are like a Tim Holtz. But these are bingo daubers and they're glittery. I got them off of Amazon. If you want to see the picture of them, comment here and I will get a picture of it for you. So these are dual-ended alcohol markers. These pages are glued because, again, alcohol ink goes through. Here's more. These are alcohol marker sets that I got at Marshall's. TJ Maxx. Marshall's. TJ Maxx. TJ Maxx, I think. I know they're owned by the same people, right? These actually are also by King Art, and these are, they almost look like highlighters. I think they kind of are, but I use highlighters in art sometimes. So that's what my swatch book looks like so far. I still need to swatch all my golden paints and my Liquitex paints and things like that. But I've got it started, excited about it, and I do get it out all the time. So hopefully you will make one. Comment, let me know if you already have one. Maybe let me know what you made yours in. Let me know any tips or tricks you got up your sleeve that you want to share with people who are watching this video. Let me know if this video inspires you to start one. Okay, like and subscribe. Hopefully we will see you soon.